Okay, let's see. Hi everybody, welcome to another live video here on the Elizabeth Craft Designs Facebook page. Just have to see if I can find myself. Yes, I can. And now I have to see if people are joining. Hi Els, nice to have you here. Hi Lisanne. Hi Suzanne. Super fun to see you here. Oh, I hope you guys have a better view than I have, because on my iPad it isn't all that clear. Hi Anne, hi Chrismar, hello Tamara. Well, hi Debbie, lovely to see you as well. I'm totally ready. Hi Afra. Oh, I see a lot of people already joined. Oh, Yolanda. Oh, long time no see. Hi Jorika. Well, hi Mika, everybody. See so much people that whose names I recognize, and people that I used to see at live workshops. Really still miss that we can't teach live workshops, and I think tomorrow we will have another like miniature lockdown going on, so probably it will take a long time before we can see each other in live workshops. Hi Ilse. Hi mom. My mom is here as well. And now, since we now have the same name, you will recognize that name when she comes along. Hi Carol. Hi Mario. So let's start. Here I have my all of TN, of course, and for the ones that saw my YouTube video, you already saw how chunky it's getting. So what I did for this live, I took out my autumn journal. This was of course a journal I made, at least the front I made during another live video. So if you want, I think big lockdown, yes, probably, but I think not the lockdown that we had, as if news is correct. So kind of scared for the conference tomorrow. Me too, Suzanne. Let's see what we're heading up to. Well, it isn't going that well, so I think things are necessary. So what I was saying, this journal I made during another live video, and now I'm finally having time to fill it up. So I made the first page, and I made this tag already. So I showed that on my Instagram. I already printed pictures for all these pages, so I have some work to do on this one. And now I'm actually going to make these pages. Let's set this one aside for a bit so you can see what I'm going to do. And for these pages I'm going to make a complete spread. So I'm going to make these 2 pages, and what I did, I printed pictures from last weekend. So from Saturday, these pictures that I took at the soccer match from our son, and this one was on Sunday morning, and we ate pancakes with chocolate and hot chocolate because it was a festive day. It was my dad's birthday, and here are some pictures from that day. So like let me see, That's my new, like from the present, and of course eating the cake. So all these pictures are going to go on tags, and I will post about that of course on my social media. But today we're going to work on these 2 pages. So I'm going to make something fun with those. And if you saw the announcement for this live, you also have seen the cool charm that I made with the stamp from Sue. So I'm going to do something with that in this live as well, because we always get a lot of questions about shrink foil and how to make it nice and flat. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Love this paper. Yes, I do love this paper as well. It's so much fun, and I really like that I combined it in this journal with the wood paper with the summer release paper from Ilse and from me, so from the art journal specials collection. So I really think those 2 match really well with each other. So that's really cool to see how you can mix and match all the Elizabeth Craft Design products. Of course, I still love this wood paper as well with almost everything. Yes, that's true, Sue. It goes well with almost everything. So don't write the names of the people, the dates on your pictures. No, because I have all the pictures in my phone, so I always check my phone, and most of the people that are on the pictures I know really well, so I don't have to write that on there, and the dates I have to check in my phone. What a lovely little booklet. Yes, it's pretty cool. It's actually made with the summer kit, so it's all the summer kit with the summer kit die. You can of course make like these pockets, but if you make a lot of pages, then you can make a little booklet, and I keep this booklet in my TN. But if I have to work in my TN at the moment, then I have to work on a really big hump, so that's why I choose not to. But it will go back in my TN after I finish these pages. Like, comment and share. Fingers crossed. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Karen. Love the little pictures. Thank you. Yes, love the paper. Love the paper. Yes. So, trying to keep up with all the comments here. Alle kan ik steeds niet goed met de shrink. Oh, else still has some troubles with the shrink foil. So I will show you that in a little bit. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to work with a stencil and some modeling paste again, because I really like that on these backgrounds, the wood paper, you can almost work with any color on them, because it's so it's a real neutral colored paper. I really like working with white on there, so I'm using my modeling paste, just white modeling paste, and of course you can put a little ink in there so you can even make some color on there, but I'm just going to leave it white. So just taking a little bit on my palette knife and just putting it through the stencil. This is another stencil from the summer kit, and I really like the geometric forms on this stencil, so I really like how that looks. And as you can see, I work with a little bit of modeling paste because I don't want to fill it completely. I like it that it isn't that neat. So if that's not your style, you should probably use more modeling paste on your palette knife, so you can put that through the stencil, and then you will have a perfectly crisp image. But I like it like this, just a little bit off. So I'm even going to use the stencil here, just with a little bit modeling paste, so I have something going on in this edge. I actually accidentally even moved it, so it absolutely isn't a perfect image, but I really like it, like how it turned out. And as I told before, the modeling paste is an acrylic based product, so if you want to use watercolors on top, the watercolors will get resisted by the modeling paste. So that's something you have to think about when using this product. I think it's really cool using it with watercolors. Of course, I know Ilse is on my team, or I'm on Ilse's team. We both love using modeling paste, all kinds of structure paste, and then using that with watercolor and even with a bit of acrylic paint in there. So we both like that. And this is the end result. Love the textures and the stencils, very nice. Like the imperfect stenciling. Yes. Oh, thank you. Love the stenciling. Thank you. So it's really, when you want to get that imperfect look, just you have to remind not to use a lot of paste. So let's clean my hands a bit. Now this, of course, I have to dry with a heat tool. So let's do that. Oh. Really looks good already. Yes, I always have to smile a bit because Ilse and I are working on a new collection. That's something that we can tell you. Can't show you anything yet, but we are working on a new collection, and we are now making some examples. And we just use the paper and some stenciling, and we always send else pictures and say, well, this is done. We don't have to do anything about that anymore, because this is just finished like this. That's just our little inside joke. So and yes, that's my heat tool making that funny noise. It got dropped during a workshop, and since then it makes this funny noise, but it works. And that's all that counts, right? The modeling paste doesn't take that long to dry, and since I used a really thin layer, it actually is dry really soon. I've seen samples and it's going to be so good. Next year spring and autumn collection. Well, maybe the winter journal collection. Yes, it's going to be wintry, yes. Next year spring and autumn. Yes, Tina, that's the most important. Maybe spring and autumn. Maybe we're planning things. We're planning things. It's something to look forward to. That's something that I can tell you for sure. So you can now, when it's dry, you could work with some watercolor on top if you would like that. And maybe it's nice to show you how that works. And I have to be completely sure that this is dry. This is not dry completely, because when it's not dry and you take a wet brush, then you will dilute the modeling paste and you just get that milky fluid, and that's not something I want on these pages, because when you dilute your modeling paste, it's just like a, yeah, it feels like a white acrylic paint. Love to watch your work. Thank you, Jane. Else you are too much of a tease. First, some other really cool things are coming. So Els has got us all covered for the next months. It's going to be so much fun. And I have seen some people already working on their December dailies, and you might have seen our announcement for Journal Your December. That's something that we're planning on, and something that you will see more of the next couple of months, of course. And it's actually we have prompts this year, and you can join and use those prompts. That's completely free. But we also have a online workshop that's about Journal Your December, and you will get quite a lot of process videos, and these process videos will show you more and more techniques, and that's a workshop that I teach together with Ilse, so that will be a lot of fun for the coming months. So here I have my watercolor, and as you can see, you do see the watercolors on there. It's actually a really cool effect, but it doesn't work like normal watercolor. So this is it. And this has to dry, of course, and I would like to add some little splatters with my watercolor, just like that. And for this live, I will dry it with the heat tool, and normally I wouldn't recommend that because watercolor is just so much prettier when you let it air dry. We have to wait until the workshop starts for December, or can we prep? The workshop, waiting on those little reinforcements. Excited to see the washi too. Going to need to do that now. Yes, Robin, you do have to. Did we mention the washi? Or I thought, why would Joy say something about washi? Yes. We didn't mention the washi already, did we, Els? It's easy to use, love to use bits and pieces of stencil, and yes, it is. Well, Claudia, for the December workshop, of course, you can always prep, but you will get access starting, I thought we said November 22nd. I'm saying this out of the top of my head, but you should check our websites. There you can see all information, and so you will get access on forehand, so you can prep your journal for Journal Your December. You probably wait till we drop some vids. Yes. Yes, half November, indeed. Thank you, Ilse. So, let's see what I did. I did prep some of my die cutting, of course. So these are the pictures that I want to use. And now, where did I put it all? What I did was from our first collection, I die cutted these branches because I really liked these, and I really hadn't used them that much anymore, so I really wanted to use those. And I took some like burlap, and I pulled that all the way out, and I thought that would be nice if I put that under my picture, just like that. So you won't see a lot of the stenciling, but as I always say, if you don't do the stenciling, you will miss it. So on these pages you won't see a lot of stenciling. On these pages you will see some more of it. And what I did as well, and that's from our latest, still one of my favorite dies to use, yes. The colors are so gorgeous, yes. Really like these colors. And what I did was I die cutted this is from our latest collection, and actually this die is to make an edge on a page, but of course you can die cut it and just rip the paper, and then you can use it as an element on your page. And I really do that a lot, especially with this one. This actually, I have to say, but we say that from all the dies, but this really is one of my favorites. So I really like that when you put that behind a picture like this, and when you put it there you can tear off pieces, and then it looks really cool, I think. And I really like the orange with the green in this journal. So you might have noticed my yellow is getting a little bit more orange more and more, but I really like it for this season. So I really enjoy using that color in my journal for autumn. Really, I think it's cool. Small detail. Did I miss something? I arrived a bit late to the party. Did I miss a lot? I love using the branch. They are some of my personal favorite accents. Yes, I do only mention that there is washi coming. Yes, washi coming. Not Santa, but washi coming. And not winter, but washi is coming. I think we should have a little GIF in Facebook for the washi is coming. And it's going to be so good. I really, really, really love the washi that's coming. So I take this all because I'm going to staple it, and just want to take all of the dies together and then just put a little staple like here in the middle, because I am going to make an embellishment with the stamp from Sue, so I don't want to have a staple underneath that embellishment, because that doesn't make sense for me. Just staple it like that. When everything is secured, I can now put this on the page like this, and I really, really like it like that. So since he is drinking hot chocolate here, my son is drinking hot chocolate, I want to use that stamp, of course. And you probably saw all the cool stamps from Sue. So this is the set that I'm using. Sorry for the glittering. It's actually a Christmas set, but it says hot chocolate season. Really love that one. Here it said warm hugs. You can of course use that in fall time. And then this cup, of course, you can use it already. And these are more Christmas themed quotes. But I think we're all going to have so much fun with these in our journals in for Journal Your December. Absolutely going to use those. I bought mine at Do a Ding. Love this. Where did you buy the burlap rope? Yes, I told I know that Marloes from Do a Ding has them, but probably it's from Vase. The brand is Vase. Washi tape is coming to town. Yes, that's even better. So now we can finally skip the Santa's Coming to Town tune this year, because, well, it's actually, that song just represents Christmas all the way, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, what I already did was I prepped this hot chocolate season. So I think that's perfect for this page. Ready. So I always, you have to sing it. No, I want people to still be watching. Look, we have 186 people in here. So if I'm going to sing, we're going to lose all those people, Ilse. So what I use for stamping on the shrink foil, this is white shrink foil. You also have translucent, and I think there's even black shrink foil, but I didn't find a white ink that I would dare to stamp on there. But I use the STENCILS ink for my stamping on the shrink foil, and I use my Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens if I want to color something, like of course this cutie, let's see, that I made like this. This is a stamp that I colored, so that's done with the Pit Artist pens from Faber-Castell. So let's see now. I always start, of course, by stamping it with the STENCILS, then I'm cutting it on the edges. If you want to make a charm, like I did here, this is also colored with these Pit Artist pens. If you want to make it a charm, like it is here, you have to make a hole in your shrink foil on forehand. You can't make a hole afterwards, so just have to think about that. And when you use a crocodile, that on the biggest puncher, that is a perfect size for a hole through your charm. So now we're going to shrink this, and here you can see already what the end result will be, so you can see how small it gets. So now Else sang once for us. I never heard Else sing. We can just turn off the volume when you sing and keep on watching. Yes, but I don't trust you guys for not secretly. No, you just put off the noise. No, you will probably just want to listen just to hear me sing really, really badly. So I'm not going for that. Let's see. I'm using the STENCILS, and I have to see how it's called. It's called the oh, it's a STENCILS Shrinks Plastic Accessory. This is it. Also have white accent. Oh, that's good to know. STENCILS has also got white ink accent for black shrink foil. Well, yeah, I have to do that. Yes, you did, Else. Well, maybe I have to look that one up. Is it on YouTube so I can watch it back? So I'm going to use the STENCILS tool. It's actually this matte, and then I have my shrink plastic, and then you have this thing, and that makes sure that your shrink plastic doesn't fold and bend together, so sometimes it gets stuck, and then you almost can't get it loose anymore. So this is really helpful for that, but you also can use like tweezers or something, because you can't keep on heating it with this thing on there, because then you won't be getting a nice and flat element. So I will show you how I do it. That's good to know. Thanks so much. I love that too. Makes it easy to shrink. Probably the video with the most likes. I think so, Else. I think so. So now I'm going to heat it with my heat gun. Just keep on moving your heat gun so you will warm it all on every piece of the shrink foil, and then I just lift it just a little bit, so the shrink foil will be able to move a bit. Here you can see now it's shrinking. It's shrinking. I'm just keeping it a little bit like this, and now you have to turn it, and that's something you can't do when actually I think mine got stuck even nevertheless. Just keep on heating it. You can actually get that flattened out. You just have to turn it now and again, because if you don't turn it around, you won't get a nice and flattened piece of plastic. So you really have to turn it. I just turn it again, and you will see that it flattens more and more, and then you have this little thing and you can flatten it all the way. But you just have to keep on turning it. And I think now I see it's not getting any smaller anymore. So now I make sure it's all hot, and I just keep that on there, ready with the noise. And now it's all finished. It's still hot. It's still hot though, like hot chocolate, but it's really hot. So you have to be careful with it. And now it's a plastic element, and I really love these elements for to use in my journal. I really like using stamps, especially word stamps, of course, for that. So I think Sue's stamps are just perfect for journaling like this, because most of her images are that big for my journal. So you can make a complete page out of them. If you have like this size, you can use a really big sentiment on there. That's cool as well. I actually did that on one of the tags, but I really like using them like this in my journal, just as a really cool element, and they are perfect for that. Tulips top, yes, that's so cool. I hadn't seen that before. Okay, I was wondering how you were going to use that huge stamp on that little page. You never seen anything like that. Yes, it's really cool, huh, to use it like that. So now I'm just going to glue everything on my page. So what I do, I now have the tacky glue actually. So I'm just going to put a little glue all over, just like that, and just a little bit on those leaves here and there, so I can secure them and they won't get bended as I flip through my journal. So just going to see like this. I think this is cool. Don't mind them sticking out a little bit. So now I know everything is on its place. I can now tear this off like that, and this like that. So just make it like this. Really cool, isn't it? And now I can glue this on there as well. You can use the tacky glue and it will be stuck will get stuck really well. So just use some of the glue, and if you just hold it a bit like this, it will be really tight and it won't go anywhere. Really think that's cool. Just have to clean my hands a bit, and I did get some glue here and there because I dropped a bit on the floor. Just have to take that off like that. So this is the first page, and now this can dry, and by the end of the life it's completely secured on there. So now it's time for the other page, and of course I want to use the same colors. Dig to my planner of late, and now I'm going to move back to my Tiana Somerset. Yay! Very nice. Have to do the shrinking foil also. Yes, I think we are going to see a lot of shrinking foil elements for the next couple of, maybe like the whole December, with all those cool stamps from Sue, because I think they are so great. I already used her hello and the what was the other sentiment that I love to use? Dream big. That was the other one, I think. Really like that one as well. So what I also did, I die cutted this. This is the one of the dies from the junk journal set, and I really like this part, so I thought I could use that in my journal as well. And so I want to make and let come everything together with all those colors. So I want to match my pages, like make it like a completed spread. So I used another piece of the burlap, and that's what I'm going to use here, so that I can use it on these pages and use it underneath this picture as well. Of course, I'm going to use my staples again to secure that on there. And I didn't know if you saw my last live video here on Facebook, but there I showed you how you can color in like the mushrooms, how you can like color these in. So I showed that one, and I showed the pumpkins. Last time I showed the pumpkins, that was this spread, of course. For the ones who didn't saw it, that was this one. I showed you how you can color these. What I did now is I prepped another one of my mushroom stamps for these pages, because I thought it would take way too long to color that in completely. So I used this stamp, and I really think that's cool to use. Yes, you saw them both. That's a cute die. Love the colors. Yes, the orange with the die, so cool. To get the new sets from Sue. Yes, you do, Joy. You do. The pop of orange. Yes. So I already colored these, so I thought it would be cool to use those on here as well, just like that. And then these pages are almost finished. Maybe I just want to see a little bit more of the orange like underneath here, and I just have to fiddle around with my yes, that's better actually, with my pictures, because I always try to think what I'm going to do on forehand, but you just can't completely make it in your head, and it always turns out a bit different than I thought of when I was prepping this live. So I think this actually looks pretty cool. So let's first staple this together, and then I can stick this in later. So I'm just going to use my tiny attacher again, like that. Make sure everything got stuck on there, and now I can put that on my page. So beautifully colored. Oh, thank you, Madrid. Washtik is coming. Can't get that out of my head. What's the orange material that you use on your tag? The orange material that I use on my tag? This? On this tag, you mean? Debbie? because if this is distress oxide. It's special. Yes, it's a tiny attacher from Tim Holtz, because that means you have really tiny staples. So that's why I love using that one. But you can also use a big stapler, of course, but I just like how cute these tiny staples are. And something nice is that you can actually go like pretty far in your project. It's farther than most just regular stapling machines, so I really like how that works. So going to glue that on there. Yes, tiny. The ribbon, this is just, it's called a sari ribbon that I bought online. We love some washi tape, don't we? Yes, we do. I think you are going to really like the washi tapes that are coming. We actually, I can tell that Ilse and Esther worked really hard on them, so they are really cool, and I think you will all enjoy them. To be honest, this is a little bit too white for me, so I will get back with a little bit of green paint to make this white a little bit more green in just a second, but that has to dry, so I will do that when I'm completely finished with my pages. I think this is going to look cool like this. We will love the washi. When is the washi coming to the shops? Well, it first has to come in to the Elizabeth Craft headquarters, of course. So just have to wait till that happens, and when that happens, you will be the first to know, of course, because we will probably can't keep that secret to ourselves. Just like that. So someone asked me, do I write the dates on my pictures? As I wanted to say, normally I have to check my phone. I always do that during my life. You probably never saw that, but I have my phone here next to me, and when I want to stamp the date for this day, I always have to check my phone. But because this was yesterday, so this was the day before, so this was on the 10th of October. That's easy for me, so I have to go take my date stamp, like, okay, the 10th of October. And normally I use for stamping my archival ink, I only use the Stays On actually for my shrink foil, but you could use the Stays On for this as well. That doesn't, just what you like. So the 10th of October, like that. So now I know that was the 10th. And what I want to use here is a little sticker quote from Tim Holtz. I always use those small talk stickers. I actually thought of using another one of Sue's stamps, but of course they do add some bulk to your pages. Not that much, but they do add a little bit of bulk. So if you want to close that page, and you have two of those elements coming together, then it will be quite bulky. So that's why I didn't do that. But I'm going to use one of these, and I actually thought of something on forehand, and of course go wherever your heart takes you. That's one That's the one I wanted to use. So I wanted to use that like under here. Just like that. I really like those sentiments. And as I already said, I'm going to use a brush and to make that a little bit more green, because I don't like the white. Just have to be careful, and it will get lighter, eh? You will see it now, it's as being very green, but it does turn a lighter when it dries. So I think that's enough. And then, because it does resist it a little bit, you just have that hint of green there and not that really stark white. So I think my pages are completely finished. Thank you, Yurika. Just such a beautiful, I'm so inspired. Thank you, Debbie, who ordered enough washi, because I think that's going to be sold out very quickly. Well, else, I hope you ordered enough washi. Love the pages. Thank you, Els. Just did. On which paper do you stamp and watercolor? I use smooth watercolor paper. It's actually a 200, I have to say 200 grams. Ilse probably knows how much it is. We use the Florence watercolor paper, because I use a thinner watercolor paper for my stamps. It's smooth and it's thinner, because smooth, then you get you get the most crisp image. My stamping isn't that perfect actually, but you get a good image, and if you use like one of those stamping tools, you will be completely fine. And thinner paper, because I want to cut it out, and the thicker the paper, yes, it just gets more difficult to get it cut out. So I don't use a really thick watercolor paper. I do use thicker watercolor paper when I make like booklets or like pages in a planner. Then you can take a thicker watercolor paper, but for stamping and cutting out, I wouldn't recommend that. And thank you, Alice. Thank you for watching. Love your pages, Charlene. Thank you, Petra. Thank you, Marga. The mushroom stamps are from one of my own sets, Cindy. Yes, they are available at most shops or at Elizabeth Craft, and they these are one of my stamp sets that I made last year. It's a year ago already. Now, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this live. I will be back on the second Monday of next month, and hope you will enjoy all the lives that are coming from our design team members, and I will see you soon again next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.